It's time for the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Omarosa is back on the couch with juicy Celebrity Apprentice All-Star Dish. Plus, Dr. Gadget unveils this year's must-have electronics. And why Eva Mendes is keeping a close eye on Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. Now, here's Wendy.
I'm glad everybody's here. My studio audience. I am doing great. We've got a terrific show planned for you today, plus a few bits of information to share, including Lindsay Lohan partying before heading to rehab, and Deion Sanders wants his ex to give back his last name. And that's just part of the story. Okay, and then there was a lot of TV on last night. Did you watch Celebrity Apprentice, Housewives? Let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics. Good. It's good, thank you. Oh, you guys, you're too kind. Though. You guys are just happy to be in from all the snow that's going on outside. Can you believe it's spring? More snow here in New York today. Anyway, Celebrity Apprentice last night. First of all, a shout out to Donald Trump. I just love Celebrity Apprentice. It's like, it is one of those shows where you don't have to sit and watch every last thing, you know, as long as you're watching the boardroom, like the last 15 minutes, and you see bits and pieces of the tasks. So, thank you for this show. There were a lot of fireworks last night. And model Claudia Jordan was the one fired. I like you, Claudia, but the box idea wasn't the best idea. I didn't like the Joan Rivers look-alike, and she's gonna be here tomorrow so we can talk about it with her. Yeah. And when they were in the boardroom last night, I was so distracted that nobody asked Little John to take his glasses off. And those aren't just glasses, I mean, they are dark, they are glassalicious. And then Dennis, I care for you, but your looks, there's just a whole lot of stuff going on. It's so distracting just to look at you, just a mess. Anyway, so Claudia was fired last night, and everyone, again, last night, was afraid of Omarosa. Afraid. Again, well, and you know, when the apprentices get fired, they come here, so we've gotten a chance to talk to like Dee Snider and some others, and everyone says the same thing on the TV show, and everyone says the same thing here. And when it comes time for the boardroom, that's when you're really supposed to, you know, throw everything away in terms of being nice and get really aggressive. But the one person that everyone is scared of, and Donald Trump keeps calling them out on it, is Omarosa, who's here today on our show. I know. Yeah. And then I watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta last night. There were a lot of pockets of goodness. Okay, so Greg proposed to Nene again. And when he dropped down on the knee and then he kissed her and whatnot, it didn't look romantic. Here's my thing about Nene, and I love Nene and I love Greg, and I love Greg and Nene together, but there's one thing that I think is missing in their relationship, and that is the romance. I don't picture them sleeping in the same bedrooms. I don't picture them having sex. I don't picture them tongue kissing. I don't picture any of that. I think that in my mind, this is a relationship of great friendship and convenience, you know? Greg met Nene back when she was on the pole. You know, she comes from a past, she's made it no secret, and he's literally watched her turn around to be the woman that she is today. And then Nene met Greg and who knows what he had going on in his life. And they've been together for over 15 years. They always talk about that. And I just think they're two close pals who are gonna have that wedding show that unfortunately, Nene, girl, I love you on Atlanta Housewives. I love you even more on New Normal. I love it when you do the Glee thing and all that, but the wedding show is just a ruse because I think the relationship is over. You're friends, you're not lovers. Ow! By the way, Nene, thanks for the shout out last night. And Cynthia, you are stepping it up this season. Isn't she? Isn't she? You're not whiny and you're not needy. You come off as a good friend, you know, a decent wife to that man who I didn't want you to marry to begin with. But you know what? Both you and Peter are coming off really nice this week. And as usual, every time you walk in the room, you just look fabulous. Except for that one hiccup with that big afro wig in Vegas. But that's why wigs are fun. If you don't like it, take it off. And then last night on the show, Candy had her housewarming party. Well, this Candy, she purchased side-by-side houses, one as fabulous as the other. I think it's fabulous. You know, she's got the hand-laid driveway and the whole bit. But she brought up the idea of a prenup to Todd. And where they brought it up was they were in the bed. And they were talking, no, everybody was clothed. Everybody was, it's always awkward to me when the cameras actually go into the bedroom, you know what I mean? That's the one place to me that should be off limits for the cameras, like you see a couple in bed. Did I ever tell you, our bedroom is off limits at our house. I don't like people in our bedroom. My parents know, you stop at the door. I've told you this before. Stop at the door and don't even, like we have an open door policy at our house. We don't close doors, but also, don't come in our bedroom. I never bring girlfriends in our bedroom. Mimsor, my stylist, wants to come in my closet to organize. I'm like, not only aren't you coming in my closet, you're not even coming in my bedroom. So it's just, I think that the bedroom is the smushing room and only 2 people belong in there unless you have children, then they can come in too, but not during. Anyway. What I like about Todd and what's her name? Candy's relationship is absolutely nothing. I've told you this before. There's something fishy going on. There is something suspect going on. However, there is one bright spot, and that is each of them have a daughter, and the daughters look like they are related by blood. I think that they are so cute together. This relationship must continue, although I think it's fishy, just because these 2 little girls are so adorable. They washed the Range Rover on the driveway last night, and they talk alike, they look alike, they sound alike. They're good together. Yeah, really good. And I like Candy better on the Housewives than I do that candy-coated singing American Idol show that she has. Am I the only one who doesn't care for that show, but I like Housewives? Clap if you agree with me that you don't like that show. Yeah. And Phaedra. Ugh. Phaedra. First of all, Apollo is really likable this season because I wasn't sure about Apollo at first. I'm like, okay, this is a jailbird opportunist who, well, he was in jail. He was in jail. A jailbird opportunist who got with this lawyer and he's looking for an opportunity. But no, you know what? This season he's proven he is a business partner, he's a supportive husband, and he's easy on the eyes. Apollo. But Phaedra, they played you, I guess maybe in the way they edited last night. The girls were putting together their donkey booty versus stallion booty videos. And Kenya, you're doing all the right things. Your body is so, that is the body that girls want. Albeit you crazy girl, you've got a terrific body, and I wish you well with your video. And Phaedra, get back into the law room. Like, when we met you, you were the smart lawyer, and now you've reduced yourself to a bunch of ad-libs and And so now Lindsay Lohan, everybody, is doing so. I know. She's doing some last-minute partying before heading to her 90 days in rehab. So last night she was spotted at a club with her rumored new boyfriend, Avi Snow. Now my question is Snow his street name? Or is that his real last name? And if it's his street name, that's not a very good look for a girl who has substance abuse problems and is going to rehab. Anyway, Avi is in a band called City of the Sun, and Lindsay is defending herself about being in the club last night. She's on Facebook and she was saying, first of all, she was drinking Pellegrino water, not alcohol. And yeah, she was there to support her boyfriend. Now, Pellegrino's clear like vodka, right? Okay. There was a time in Lindsay's life when she was in a car accident, this is last summer, and police found a water bottle that had, well, the water was out and the booze was in. So at this particular point, you look like you're lying about everything that you say and do, Lindsay. And my question to you is, why are you still leaving your house? Why are you still in the club? Avi Schmavi, you know, we're dealing with your credibility, your livelihood, your reputation, your health. We're dealing with all that. Avi's band can wait. You shouldn't have been out. You shouldn't have been out. But I think that Lindsay might be one of these people, and maybe you know people like this, who is never alone, like always has to have somebody around. Maybe whatever voices in her head, or you know, that getting to know you stuff that you do when you're on your own, maybe she's scared of that. There are people that are scared of that. Like, I can sit in the house forever by myself, take away the TV, okay, so what? The things that I have going on in my head, it's very productive. You know, and you really get to know yourself to the point where you can become your own best friend. But I think that Lindsay will never have that chance because she's always surrounding herself with people who I look at as bloodsuckers and opportunists, with the exception of Sam. I think her ex-girlfriend Sam was probably good for her. But anyway, let's talk about, you know, Eva Mendes has been with Ryan Gosling now for a moment of time. And now she's worried that she might be losing Ryan to his ex-girlfriend, Rachel McAdams. Now, listen to the story, because I don't know what part of the game being in contact with your ex. Ryan's ex, Rachel McAdams, recently split from her actor boyfriend, Michael Sheen. Ryan has reportedly been comforting Rachel. Okay, can we get back to the red carpet picture? Thank you. Before I talk about the seediness of this story, can I just give kudos to Rachel and her red carpet outfit? It is so good. In my opinion, it's so good and out of the box and unexpected. The high waist pants, the good beaded bustier, the tousled yet beautiful hairstyle, the alabaster skin and the red lips, the little clutch, and the pants hang ever so gently over the point of her. I just think that's a great outfit. Rachel, you look really hot. Okay, but back to the seediness of the story. Ryan and Rachel dated from 2005 to 2007. Then they briefly got back together in 2008. Now, I know what you're saying, but Eva Mendes is the most beautiful girl in the world. But when will you learn beauty does not hold relationships together? And besides, this Rachel down here is giving Eva a run for her money in a different kind of way. Like, if you like swirlish girls, you know, something a little bit more exotic, then you like Eva Mendes. But this Rachel knows how to switch her looks up. I found another picture. Look. Uh-huh. Good, right? I mean, pardon me, but I always think of Rachel as being the brunette in Mean Girls, and that was years ago, but she has really learned how to spice things up. You know what, Ava, as I'm telling this story, I hope that you and your assistant are packing up all of your stuff and moving back to your own house. This relationship is officially over. Because don't you think it's highly inappropriate for an ex to be comforting another ex, no matter how the breakup was between Rachel and Ryan? He should not be doing that. And Eva, if he doesn't understand that this is not appropriate behavior, don't even spend time screaming and throwing shoes at him. Just pack up your stuff and move along. According to the Star magazine, she is really, though nervous that Rachel might come and take her man. And so nervous that she's acting out of character. She even reportedly sent word through her team, Ava, through her team, sent word to Rachel to tell her to back off. Now, when a woman's got to be reduced to acting out of character like that, don't you think it's just time to pack up and go? Let Ryan go ahead then and be with her. I don't like it. And then, did you hear about Regina King and Malcolm Jamal Warner over the weekend? They're not together anymore. After 2 years, I thought that they were such a great couple. Just such a cool, just great couple, you know, grown, mature love. But according to Us Weekly, and this story broke, I think, on Friday, so at that point, I had gone home and I couldn't get back to you. But let me tell you something. I was watching the Twitter, Tumblr, my telephone the whole weekend, waiting for somebody to call me and explain why it's over. Us Weekly is reporting that Malcolm broke Regina's heart. But that wasn't enough for me, because reportedly they're saying he blindsided Regina by asking her and her son to move out of his house. Exactly. So I'm looking at the Tumblr and I'm looking at the Twitter and I'm looking at my telephone and nobody's saying anything. When you ask a woman and her son to move out of your house abruptly, I can only think, what did Regina do? What happened? What did she do? And then, finally, my tweet. So Reg tweeted and said, "Hey everybody, please don't believe everything you read. Me and Malcolm Jamal Warner are good." Now that's fine, but then she goes on to cryptically say, "Life happens, forward motion, Godspeed." That means it's over. She's moving on with her life. Stay out of our business. Except we can't, because I look at the we can't. Like, I love Malcolm Jamal Warner. You know, he's been on our show before, but Malcolm, from all the research I've done, I can't find, he's not working now, you know? So he's an actor not working. Maybe he's at home being upset because she is working on that hit show she has, Southland, which comes on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock on TNT, which I love. So maybe he's a little bit jealous. I have no idea. Maybe she cheated. I don't know. All I'm saying is that we have to continue to investigate. But good luck to Theo and Brenda. Good luck. My leg is starting to fall asleep, and I know we're about to come into a commercial break, so I don't want to get up and fall down at the same time. Anyway, okay, so Deion Sanders is speaking out about his messy divorce from his wife, Pilar. All right, so last week, we told you that Deion was awarded custody of all 3 of their children. So we started questioning, well, what has Pilar done? What woman gets her kids ripped from her? That is the most hurtful, I couldn't imagine. So now Deion is talking to SandraRose.com and telling Sandra, and it's a big dissertation on the website, you can go look yourself. He was awarded custody in a nutshell, he says, primary custody because he was always the primary caregiver. And so I'm like, well, where was Pilar? Was Pilar at the club? Like, what was she doing? And then again, I'm watching the Tumblr, I'm watching the Twitter, I'm calling my Hot Topics team over the weekend, driving them crazy, asking them, has anybody called you from Dallas to tell us what Pilar has done? Because I've asked you guys to fan out. You guys are some of the best detectives ever. So I've asked you, tell me what Pilar has done to get all 3 of her kids ripped from her bosom. Tell me what a woman has done. Does she have a heroin problem? Does she have mental issues? I mean, these are some of the things that would give Judge reason to take all 3 of your kids and give them to some smelly man. A shout out to all you men, including my own husband. But none of yous are supposed to get custody unless we have a heroin problem or some mental issues. So what is going on? And then Dion, is jumping up and down that he doesn't want her using his last name, saying if he's such a horrible guy, then why is she still using the name Pilar Sanders? Dion, she doesn't need a last name. With a name like Pilar, she's the only one in the room. As a matter of fact, Pilar, give him back his last name. Dallas, can you continue to fan out and just let me know the goods on Pilar? Because right now I see nothing. And Dion, I'm glad that you are awarded custody, but somebody tell me why. Just please, and then I'll spread it. We've got a great show for you today, everybody. Dr. Gadget is here. He's this tech guru. Dr. Gadget is a tech guru, and he's gonna show us some of the hottest gadgets for the whole family. But up next, from Celebrity Apprentice All-Stars, the one and only Omarosa. Our first guest has been called the biggest villain on reality TV in the history of reality TV. And this season on The Apprentice, or the Celebrity Apprentice All-Stars, she's really living up to her title. Take a look.
Yeah.
Well, why are you at The Apprentice if you're
Why are you at The Apprentice? That's
if you're uncomfortable
for you.
No, this is the 13th season. There has been some big blowouts. I watched Andy Duke. I watched Lisa Lepinelli. This is nothing compared to those fights. They would have really been uncomfortable in the tough seasons. This is a tough season. It's all-stars. You can't have weak players, Mr. Trump.
So is Claudia weak?
She's weak if she's uncomfortable with a 2-minute exchange.
Please welcome Omarosa. Very angelic.
You have on a wrap dress too, Wendy.
They're good for every woman. So first of all, I love that you're back on Celebrity Apprentice also. I love that.
I'm glad to be back.
Yes.
Glad to be back.
And
I was there from the beginning.
I
from
know.
The first season. We shot it in the fall of 2003. It's been a decade of The Apprentice. It's been 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Putting everything into perspective with that one. Wow. Hey, but your position on the show is no different than it was back in the fall of 2003. Everybody on the show is, again, scared of you, complaining about you, that you start so much trouble.
Well, it's interesting because Mr. Trump said it. It's good sometimes to have a bad reputation. I kind of just sit back and make them think I'm about to do something, and they get so distracted worrying about Omarosa that they don't focus on the task.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I was talking with Mark McGrath particularly, he was on also, everybody, but we were both saying that, the key to being on Celebrity Apprentice or Apprentice period is to have rich friends to call for money.
Absolutely.
But in thinking about your position on the show, no, you've never won, but yet you are the biggest star of the show. And do you have a pool of rich friends to call?
Well, listen, I'm not going to ask my friends to pay $25,000 for a meatball. I'd rather them write a $25,000 check to the Sue Duncan Children's Center. And so I play the game a little differently. When you're going up against Trace Atkins, who has millions and millions of dollars, and then millions and millions of friends who have millions and millions of dollars, you got to have a different strategy.
And your strategy is to be smart and crafty and play people out of their position.
But you know what? When women are smart and crafty, they give us all sorts of really bad names. And I've heard people sit on your couch week after week after week and call me these horrible names. You'll notice this season, I haven't called anyone out of their name. I haven't pointed out their little shortcomings. I haven't pointed out. I haven't.
You're
I talk
right,
about
come to think of it.
leadership. I talk about their failure to execute. I talk about the task. But you'll notice they'll go into their little one-on-ones, Wendy, and then they start talking about me. Never, ever to my face because they're cowards.
But you're making a point.
Yeah.
All right, so LaToya was here last week, and LaToya told, remember everybody, LaToya
We
said...
have a nickname for her.
What is it?
L-I-E, Litoya, because... Well, think about her past. Can we just think about her past? If you do that to your family, you'll do that to anyone.
Do what? Do what?
Lie.
What's she lie about? What's she lie about?
Let's get into the tea.
What's going on?
If If my family member needed me and the whole world was accusing me of something awful.
Which family member? Dearly departed Michael?
Yes.
Okay, go.
And then the world says, LaToya, do you think your brother did it? Wouldn't you say, and stand by your brother? What did she do, world?
Refresh us.
She turned against him and said, yes, he did it. And then she held a press conference and sold a book. The sad thing is, LaToya has a problem with the truth. And so when she was sitting here lying, she was not telling you the truth.
Here's what she said. I'll refresh your memory. Okay, so LaToya said that that Omarosa is using the death of her not her ex-fiance, her dearly departed fiance, Michael Clark Duncan, to get ahead in the game. And I heard that you've now filed a defamation lawsuit against LaToya.
Well, that's not what the defamation is. You know, she went on a couple of shows, including yours, and she repeated some really awful things.
Yeah.
She made some accusations about me and my fiance. One, you don't talk about my man.
Okay.
He's deceased. Have some respect. It's despicable.
But
it's despicable.
But I know what comment specifically you're talking about, and it wasn't here on this show. It might have been like on Anderson Cooper or something, because I watch all the talk shows. She
repeated it
again
and again.
You tell what it was.
So even if my attorneys were sitting back and they're looking like, is she bright? No, she's not.
The thing about the plug. The thing about the plug.
Who says that? I mean, it's despicable. I won't repeat it because, one, I love my man.
Okay.
And everybody knows I fought to save him.
Yeah.
I fought that night when I lost him, and because of the things that I did,
Can I repeat it
Please.
for the purpose? Okay. LaToya said that Omarosa probably pulled the plug, probably was the one that killed him. And,
she did.
And is that the reason for the defamation lawsuit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't attack my man. Don't attack my character.
Okay.
And have some respect for the deceased. I mean, this woman is insane, and she's going to have to be accountable for what she said.
Omarosa and the gang started filming Celebrity Apprentice only 5 weeks after Michael Clark Duncan passed away, number one. And then the other thing is that, you know, Omarosa, there's no accounting for, I guess, how people handle their own grief.
Well, you know, I lost my brother a year ago.
I'm sorry to hear about that also.
And I miss him, I love him, and he was just an incredible person.
Yeah.
But when he was killed, I stayed in the bed for 2.5 months. And that's how I grieved his loss. That's not the best way of dealing with grief, but that's the way I dealt with the loss of my brother.
Okay.
And I learned from that that staying still and staying in the bed is counterproductive to getting on with life after the death. So when it came to Michael's death, I had a decision of staying in the bed again, pulling the covers over my head, or facing the world head on, and that's what I did. And I decided to go back to work. It was a month after, and I'm so proud that I was fighting for his charity.
All right, but one more thing about that lawsuit. So we did some research, and you know, when you file the defamation lawsuit, the person who it's filed against, that would be LaToya, has 7 days to respond and apologize. It has to be a written. You can't tweet the apology or anything.
You can't tweet it.
A written apology from LaToya, or the lawsuit will go through. So today is the 7th day. So LaToya has until by the end of the business day?
Well, I got a letter from her attorney. She told another lie and said, oh, I've not seen anything from her attorney, but we got the letter. And she blamed everybody. She blamed the Apprentice producers. She blamed her other castmates. She blamed the situation. She said she was stressed out, but she never, ever apologized. And it was a letter from her attorney.
Okay, so
she is going to have to come out publicly, and she's going to have to retract those statements, or I'm going to go after her with the vengeance of all of Omarosa.
And we only have till the end of the business day today, correct?
Absolutely.
LaToya, just apologize. Just apologize. Look, everybody, up next, I want to hear details about, well, you have some new details you said you wanted to share with us about the death of Michael Clark Duncan, correct?
Things that I've learned, particularly from that night,
Okay,
Wendy.
we'll talk about that next.
Lessons.
And I would like to know whether he left anything for her in his will.
Oh.
Keep it here. LaToya, first, the shoe cam.
Yes.
I love your shoes today, Omarosa.
Thank you. I live for these Saint Laurent.
The YSLs.
Yes.
Okay, LaToya Jackson, I love you like cooked food, but my heart is pounding. During the commercial break, Omarosa told me that she's going after you like Pitbull. She's got one of the best law firms in the country. And she said
Johnson & Johnson is going to bring it.
And she said she's sparing no expense.
No expense, absolutely.
LaToya, come on.
She'll learn to mess with Omarosa and my man.
Oh, Omarosa, it's been 6 months since your fiance, Michael Clark Duncan, passed away untimely.
Yes.
His untimely death.
He was here with you, Wendy,
and
sitting on this couch last time I was here.
He was one of my favorite guests also. Just so big and gentle and, you know, all of that.
We were talking about our engagement when he was here.
Yeah, we talked about the engagement.
Yeah.
Can you please take us back to that night that he had the heart attack?
You know, Wendy, I replay that night over and over and over again in my head. But the biggest thing that I learned from that night is, can you just imagine if you wake up and the person that you love the most has stopped breathing?
So you guys...
Would you know what to do? Do you know CPR, by the way? I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
I forgot it. I learned it in Girl Scouts and I learned it swimming. But when I heard about what you did, it's certainly a reason to get a refresher course. But wait,
Yeah.
okay.
So
you guys were in bed.
We were in bed and he stopped breathing. And you have just seconds to act, or you stand still and you lose the person. But his heart stopped and he stopped breathing. Essentially, he was dying in front of me. And so it is imperative that everybody in this audience, everybody that's watching, you have to learn CPR. You have to learn first aid and know how to deal with a situation. And I think that that's the most important lesson that I've learned coming out of this, that if you love them, then you'll go and learn how to save them.
Yeah. Yes.
By the way,
Now,
I have to tell you, I've never done this. I've never let people into our home or cameras into our home, but I allowed the Oprah Winfrey Network came to my home to do a special called Where Are They Now? And I allowed them into our home, and you get to see me at home and at my church and doing my day-to-day work.
Michael was alive?
No, this is after he passed. They came, yeah.
So that night, you did successfully revive him. You were able to call 911, and he subsequently ended up passing away a few days later.
No, 2 months later.
2 months later.
Yeah, he fought long and hard at Cedars, and I never left his side.
I was going to ask you, was he ever able to come home?
You know, we were preparing for him to come home, actually, and he passed away. But for 2.5 months, I mean, I treasure every single one of those days with him.
Now, did he take care of you in his will?
You are all
there's
in
no,
business.
you guys, there's no nice way of asking this, but
I can't believe you're asking this,
This comes from a good place. But did he take care of you?
Let me just tell you that Michael was just the most incredible, generous soul, and probably the most shocking aspect of this is that he did want to make sure that I was cared for.
So the answer is
very
yes.
well.
If you don't ask the questions, you're not going to get the answers.
It's not in good taste for me to talk about that, particularly since, you know, he has passed away. I would rather have him than anything.
Of course. Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming by.
Wait, before you go, I've got to shout out my church.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm assistant pastor at Weller Street Missionary Baptist Church. KW Toulouse is the pastor, and they're watching at home in Los Angeles.
How you doing, church? Celebrity Apprentice All-Stars airs Sunday night at 9 p.m. on NBC. Omarosa is still on. This
and
is
I'm
just
playing for Sue Duncan Children's Center.
Oh, there you go.
Michael Sheridan.
All right, everybody, keep it here. Up next, Dr. Gadget is here, and he's going to show us some of the most amazing new gadgets for the entire family. Don't miss it. Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is known as the Gadget Guru. He's brought along the hottest tech products for the entire family. Please say hello to the one and only Dr. Gadget.
Hey, Wendy, how are you?
Doctor!
Are you good?
I'm better.
You guys ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay, doctor, what's first?
All right, let me tell you something. I dug deep and I found some of the hottest, coolest stuff for everybody in the house. You like doing your carpet and floors?
I mean...
No. You're going to change your mind when you see this.
But I like having all the new stuff.
This is really cool. This is the Shark Duo Sonic Duo, okay? Now, in the combination between the onboard liquids and the cleaning agent, you're going to be able to turn this baby on and go from hardwood floors. Now watch, I'm going to spray the front.
Wow.
All right? So you're going to basically go 1,000 scrubs per minute. You're going to be able to transition from hardwood floors to carpet just like that, and that's all you need. Retails for about $250.
About 250. Wow, I like the sport. This is good.
This is actually a whole new category. Shark's just killing it.
Yes. Okay, what's next, Doc?
Okay, you did Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
All right, now this is the Temp 2 AirPod system.
Oh, I recognize this.
This pod right here, this is backstage, been used at the Grammys, the Oscars. This is that go-to Hollywood look, ladies, that you want to get at home.
Airbrushing makeup,
This
you know.
pod right here. All right, so go ahead. This pod actually fits into there.
This is Brittany, and she's our model, but watch how she does.
Go ahead. So she's gonna apply this foundation and blush. You can do all different sorts of colors.
Oh my gosh.
So now you're gonna get that Hollywood look at home.
Nice finish.
Nice, huh?
Nice.
You know what's nice about this Fashion Week here in New York?
Yes.
This was the go-to product, Temp 2.
Yeah,
Now,
all the big shots
So we
use
took care of the
those
ladies.
machines.
Now let's take care of the kids, all right?
Okay.
This is the Vinci Genius. This was actually designed by a woman for kids. This is the world's first wireless tablet, and it's, of course, Wi-Fi when it's wireless, for children. It was designed with 3 levels of learning, so they can have progressive learning, they can see what they're doing through all the graphics and the monitoring that they're doing. Now, you as a parent can go in there and say, okay, I'm gonna monitor your progress on whether you're matching the eggs with the rooster.
Yes.
Things like
How
that,
much
right?
is this?
This is $199. But what's really cool about it, being it's meant for kids, right? This can drop on its corner. It's not gonna get damaged. Here's the other thing I like about it. When it's done, you're in Starbucks, it's a wireless Wi-Fi tablet. The adults
For the
can use it
adults?
because there's a camera on it too.
Excellent.
Vinci Genius, this is really
Vinci
cool.
Genius. That's good. What's this?
Well, I think you're gonna like this. Now, my mom just turned 80, okay? And this is an important category. So now we have something for the elderly and the caring. How
Okay.
old are your folks?
Old.
This is the life support medical product, but it is the electronic caregiver. This one button touch right here gives you direct access to an emergency medical technician.
Yes.
Right? So let's say something goes wrong, you're not at home, they're in Florida,
Yes.
wherever they're at, right?
Yes.
So now they can reach out and go to that person online. This is something that they walk away up to 1,000 yards. Press one button, do the touch point, but this system right here will actually allow you to monitor the entire house. Reminds you to take your medication too.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
And if you don't take it, they're gonna call you.
How much is this?
This starting at about $200.
Okay, and next?
This is really cool. Everybody needs a little bling in their life, right?
Yes.
This is the DXG USA. Go ahead and, I want you to just go ahead and grab that camera right there. Your audience is gonna look really good in that. Because this is the DXU HD camera. Now it's HD like we just said, but see the bling bling on it right there? Just take this thing.
Exactly, Doc.
This is the bling right there, right? So now you got to look at that.
Oh wow, look at you guys.
You guys, we're videotaping you guys. But here's the cool thing about this. This is from a company called OneSaleAday.com.
Yes.
Anybody watching the Wendy Williams Show today for the next 24 hours, you can get this camera, normally $179, for $59.
Wow.
It comes with this really cool carrying case too.
That's cute. Okay, let's move over.
All right, this is really cool. Now, this right here is now that we've shot the movies, why don't we take a look at playing the movies?
Okay.
And this is the 3M streaming projector.
How much
right?
is this?
Right. This is $279. Now, here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
The Roku stick right here, which is this little guy.
Yes.
This Roku stick right here is going to allow you to wirelessly stream up to 120 inches, completely access wireless 700 channels. 700 channels.
Can we see how it works?
We could try.
Oh, wait, you see a little something right there. It has to
How
be,
about if we dim the lights?
It has to be dark in the studio. The light switch is way over there. I can't do it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Look at that. Anyway, the point is that you see.
Yeah, you're going to project up to 120 inches with everything that you do.
Perfect.
So whether it's the garage floor, the
You
ceiling.
can project it off the side of your house or something like that.
Movie night.
Yeah, on movie night.
Yeah.
I think that these are terrific gadgets. Doctor, thank you so much for being here. Studio audience.
You want to do this? You
You're
seriously?
going home with everything on the table. Everything. Home viewers, you can enter for your chance to win by going to my Facebook page. Up next, it's time for Ask Wendy. Doctor. Hey, right, welcome back. It's time for Ask Wendy. How you doing?
How you doing, Wendy? My name is Linnea, and I have a brother that has been recently distant from our family since the death of our mother. And recently, he's been calling me and trying to get in contact with me, asking for money and a place to stay, in particular when he's not getting along with his wife.
Oh.
So I want to help him and be a sister to him,
Yes.
but I don't want to be taken advantage of. So how do I do this without being taken advantage of and letting him know that I don't want to be taken advantage of?
So what you're saying is he only calls you when he wants something.
Right.
And when things are good, that he's not calling you.
Not at all.
Well, now more than ever, it's very important that you and your brother stay close, being that your mother has passed, you know, your family is getting smaller. I would take him out for lunch. This is my approach, because we all go through things with siblings or friends. You know, you want to have a calm conversation. Take him out for lunch, you treat.
Okay.
No place really expensive, and you have the conversation with him. And don't forget to do nonverbal gestures like touch the forearm at the same time. Touch his hand as you talk to him. And enjoy your meal, and you'll walk out of the restaurant happy, and he'll walk out having a better understanding.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Good luck, sis.
Thank you, Wendy.
Everybody keep it here. I'm going to share some of your comments about today's hot topics next. It's time for Wendy fan feedback. Earlier, during Hot Topics, we were talking about Dion and Pilar Sanders and their nasty divorce case. So here's what some of you said on my Facebook. Arena B writes, after a man takes your children away from you, why would you even want to keep his name? That's a point. And Janice W writes, this sounds like a real hot mess. God bless both of them. I feel sorry for the children. Then, Wendy Watchers, we asked you what you thought about Nene and Greg getting their own wedding reality show. We were talking about that. And Kiri J says, I would like a show of Nene trying to make it in Hollywood, but nothing to do with her and Greg. That's what I say, also, Kiri. And then Unique H writes, if they gave Kim her own show, Nene should get one too, since she's the reason the Real Housewives of Atlanta became so popular in the first place. That's a good point. I love it when you enter the lively discussions that we have here on the show. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and give your opinion about stuff, too. We'll be right back. Tomorrow on the show, superstar Brandy Norwood and the cast of The Game, including Lauren London and the new other cast member, Jay Ellis, plus fired Celebrity Apprentice Claudia Jordan. I'm a mess. I love you for watching. See you next time.